It's hard to really say how we got here. But I guess I'll tell you my story. So there I was. On the bike. The exercise bike. Getting my daily 10 miles in. Reserving myself to sleep for the night. Gonna bike, gonna shower, brush my teeth, go to bed. The routine. Under the impression that we weren't having matches till Thursday this week. When lo and behold, JT and Finn, two people who I thought were very reasonable people, suddenly decided that they wanted to have their match as a surprise first before anyone else on Wednesday night. And I couldn't be happier, to be honest with you. I'm so excited. We're so back, baby. It's time for the PBA. Let's get excited. Here we are at week 1. Here to observe two PBA veterans go at it. Two people who have been to the playoffs quite a few times. JT being to the playoffs 4 times. Finn making it to the playoffs 3 times. These are both people who I played on my path to the championship last season, actually. I played Finn round 1, and I played JT round 2. Both players have some pretty good accolades so far this in the league. Finn had either the best record or it was like the 3rd best record in the season, in Season 5 during Monocolor. He beat Barry in the regular season, which was huge. JT, no slouch either. He's been to finals before. He's been to playoffs every season besides one of his seasons. I think it was his opening season he didn't make playoffs. So JT is a staple. And here we are, ready to watch both these players kick off our Gen 3 OU season. So let's get into it. I'm excited. I have not seen any of these matches. I've seen the replay links. That's it. I haven't seen anything else. So let's check it out. I totally forgot to add their logos. I do need to do that. I'm sorry. This is super important. It wouldn't do it justice if I didn't put the team logos in. I was so excited I forgot to put the team logos up. How foolish of me. That's the wrong logo. There we go. Beautiful. And then, of course, let me add Finn's logo, the Athenian Absols. The team logos are very important. If they don't have their identity, then what do they have? This is very important, these details. There we are. I was also going to make just post their boxes somewhere that you could see while they're playing, but not important. Not important. Let's jump into it. Let's check this out. No spoilers in the chat. I have chat up, but I'm not going to really be paying attention to it too much. Let's check this out. I'm going to set the speed to slow for now, and then we'll speed up if we need to. So opening up with Blissey and Jolteon. Never mind, this is way too slow already. Jolteon going to sub right away, trying to catch a Thunder Wave or something from the Blissey. Finn going for a Wish right away, going to Baton Pass to switch in something that can threaten this Blissey. And here we have the Salamence that can threaten something like a Brick Break. However, if Blissey's showing Ice Beam, Salamence does not want to stay, so Ice Beam. We'll get that out of there. Fortress is going to come in now. Finn still going for the Wishes, maybe trying to defensively pivot something in. JT going to try to set up some hazards here with Fortress. And right away, we see Finn going for the Calm Mind. And yeah, Fire Punch is going to come out from that Jirachi. Jirachi very commonly runs Fire Punch. Got to look out for that this season. T-Tar in. Swampert, a great Tyranitar check. Going to roar it out. Going to try to get some Spikes chipped. 2 Spikes down. And Celebi's in now. Maybe get the Leech Seed on this Blissey. Doesn't really mind the T-Wave with Natural Cure. And Finn going to continue passing Wishes, going to keep his team healthy. This Blissey is going to be a huge problem for anybody without enough physical power. Oh my goodness, a critical hit. Goes through the Calm Mind buff and chunks Celebi. That is a terrible start. You hate to see that. And yeah, Celebi's going to go down. Paralyze has a beautiful detail in this game where it's a quarter of your speed instead of half your speed when you're paralyzed. Jolteon going to substitute again, maybe try to baton pass a sub to someone to get somebody in safely. Really struggling to break through this Blissey, just freely throwing out Ice Beams. And yeah, just looking at Finn's current core, he has a very defensive squad. Oh my goodness, and that's the last Pokemon Tyranitar wants to roar in. The hot dogs. The triple hot dogs in to take out the T-Tar. That's great support for Blissey. Last hope, we're gonna Dragon Dance, maybe see if we can get like a Brick Break crit. I don't think Brick Break will kill Blissey. Pin Power Flying. Oh, and just gonna neuter this Salamence instead of go for the Ice Beam kill. Let's just T-Wave in case something switches. Finn playing very conservatively. And yeah, even after a Dragon Dance, if it's paired, it can outspeed. Gengar is here. Gonna boom, get this Blissey out of here, he says. Now, if Jolteon has HP Grass, he should be able to kill the Doug. Assuming JT prepped for Finn's box, the problem is it's going to take at least 2 Thunderbolts to kill this Jirachi, so I think... yeah, more than that. That's tough. Jolt Sweep is not happening. It doesn't look like it's happening. Needed some sort of crit para situation there. And that's going to be game 1. Finn with a +4 differential in game 1. That Blissey was imperative. The egg for game 1. There's GG's in the chat. Very good sportsmanship from these two. That was tough. That was tough to break through. That's something we're going to notice this season, and this is partly why we did the 4-group draft style. You either have Blissey, like a Pokemon like Blissey, or you don't. And if you don't, hopefully you had a good enough draft to break through something like Blissey. By spreading out the draft wealth enough, we're hoping that people have enough power to break through. I'm not saying that JT doesn't have enough power. I think he got unlucky there with some of the T-Waves and some of the Ice Beams. And maybe he didn't straight up prep with this squad to deal with the Blissey. So let's see what the counterplay is. Now remember, going into game 2, Finn has the option to switch his lead, but he has to commit to whatever this team of 6 was. We don't know what these 2 were, but he has to commit to whatever this team is, and he can possibly swap his lead if he wants to. So let's check out game 2. And it looks like Finn is not going to switch anything up. JT leading with Fortress instead. Gonna try to get spikes off right away, just get this value out. I don't recall if Finn has a spinner in his box or not. So that'll be pretty important if he's able to block that or not. If he's able to spin and get rid of these, or if these spikes are gonna 25 on switching every time. And that is a bulky Fortress. Gonna boom on the Jirachi. Just get a good defensive pivot in. Now Snorlax can come, maybe start setting up some curses. Not really afraid of what Jirachi has. Maybe get a curse or 2 off and then start body slamming. Or if it has Earthquake. Yeah, not really worried about that damage. Now that's the fun quirk of pre-Gen 6 Steel types. They're insanely defensive. Shadow Ball is neutral in this gen against Steel Psychic. Oh man. 2 Spadef drops from the Psychics. That's wild, actually. But getting the Snorlax healthy before switching out, hopefully a Psychic comes in, and that was a really good defensive pivot from JT. That was really smart. Hopefully we don't see the burn. Okay, and Pursuit was expecting it to switch out. It chose to stay. Really just trying to burn this T-Tar. Gonna roar it out. Next time that Jirachi comes in, it should be dead unless Finn has some sort of way to spin out these spikes. Celebi happy to come in on the Toxic. It's great to have natural cure Pokemon on your team. With all the T-Waves and all of the Toxic going around. Maybe predicting a switch there, going for the Leech Seed instead of something like a Giga Drain. There it is. Doesn't even get the full kill. That is a bulky Swampert. Probably well-rounded with physical defense and special defense. I love the shiny Swampert. Like the pink and purple combination with the orange. I'm a big fan. This is also a very good gen for Swampert Sprite. It's back when it was still like a freak of nature. They thin out Swampert in the newer games. I don't know if anybody noticed that. Ooh, Metacham is here. Now that is terrifying. Oh, okay. Good switch, though. The Focus Punch would have been terrifying. But luckily, JT has the Gengar, so gets that in. And Jirachi is gone, but now Finn gets a free defensive pivot into Doug. That's interesting. No Arena Trap on this Levitating Ghost, though. Rock Slide is gonna... Are we gonna see a flinch? Nope. Ice Punch. That'll take care of that. This match is looking much more JT favored now. Honestly, you probably just want to let the Gengar go. Just go with a Explode. Okay, yeah. And then the Sandstorm Chip will take care of the rest. Now, Metacham is scary. Moltres. Oh my goodness. I love Metacham. That Pokemon's crazy. That's insane. Metacham is scary here. If Finn finds a way to kill the Celebi, Metacham Brick Break is going to kind of clean through the rest of JT's squad. Leech Seed on Blissey, that was huge. You're going to recover like, yeah, 20%. Yep. That Wish is going to not matter because the spikes in the Giga Drain. Tough. Tough. And it looks like Leech Seed is just going to kind of clean this out. Oh, man. Crazy game, too. That Metacham was looking like a problem for a moment there. How much does Metacham Focus Punch do to Skarmory? It does something around 70%, I believe. It depends on the Skarmory build, but it can do around 70% or so. Sometimes more. Metacham is awesome. I can't... It's a gamer Pokemon. I can't stress enough. I love that Pokemon. Celebi's down. And we have T-Tar and Snorlax to close this out. Should be enough. Snorlax isn't really afraid, especially if it's a rest build Snorlax, of what this Blissey can do. Finn can try to kind of stall it out, but with Leech Seed, it's going to be really tough to make progress against JT's squad. Any damage he does, they'll just heal back because of how much HP it pulls from off of Blissey. Would really need some crazy T-Wave shenanigans. I'm going to turn the speed up here. Go fast. Yeah, Snorlax might be the play. Just curse up and then body slam this thing to death. What about one Metacham against Salamence? It still does a huge amount, Pokey. -1 Metacham against Salamence does like a Focus Punch, maybe like 40% or something. It's really good chip damage. I don't know for sure, though. I don't know the calculations for sure. Okay, and now, we're going to start cursing. And we should see... I'm just going to go hyper fast here. We should see the rest of this match just play out. With Snorlax getting bigger and bigger. Sure. Just getting bigger. Yep. There it is. And that Leech Seed should wrap it up. Okay. So the Blissey, I mean... With how we structure the league, with how we play for differential, I mean, you got to give it to Finn for the sake of playing for that differential. It would look like it was going to be like a +3 game. It turned into a +2 game for JT, so... Finn's still up technically on differential, but now we're going into Game 3. Excited to see how this set concludes. Our first set of the season, and we have a Game 3. Let's check this out. Okay, so like I was close with that calculation, 33 to 39%. All right, let's check this out. Game 3. Who will start the season with a win? Who will start the season with a loss? Fake Out Metacham. That is interesting. In a world of leftovers, Fake Out really doesn't do too much. But still some disruption. And against Pokemon that don't have lefties or are frail, can still apply some damage. Roar on Moltres. That's going to be good to get that out of there. I stand corrected. That Fake Out's crazy, actually. 29%, just... Ah, missing the Will-O-Wisp. That is a bummer. That's some really good passive damage, so it sucks that he was able to miss that. It's nice to have a sponge like Snorlax on the team who really doesn't mind taking these statuses. And right away, JT's going to get Snorlax set up. Let's see if Metachamp can get in and turn this thing off. Ah, the para sucks. A return from right there probably would have KO'd. Oh my goodness, that was a good read. Probably would have KO'd the Snorlax. That Shadow Ball was a great read. Good pivot. I'm not sure what we're doing now, though. Are we going to switch in Moltres? Just kind of defensively switching around here. Going to get Moltres back in. Maybe put a Will-O-Wisp on something. Just get some chip damage again. Blissey back up to full. There's Doug. It threatens Rock Slide, so I don't know if Moltres wants to stay here. Aerial Ace. That's an interesting switch. Expecting the Celebi, perhaps? It's an interesting click there. Once again, Jirachi getting set up. JT getting the spikes up, so that's huge. Metacham is a lot scarier with Gengar down. You gotta wonder... Okay, JT's running 2 Roars. That's awesome. 2 Roars is a really smart play. But now Doug Trio can come in. What are we seeing here? Into Snorlax, okay. Really need to hit your return here. 2 Earthquakes and Sandstorm Chip. There it is, okay. Doug Trio is down. How do you play around Metacham? There's Focus Punch. Moltres looks like it's going to go down. Yep. Oh my goodness. Does so much damage. Explosion, going to take out Jirachi. Metacham is terrifying, dude. 1 punch! Calm Mind Celebi might be the answer. Now that Doug is gone with the Hidden Power bug, it's gonna... Oh my goodness, why the critical hit again? That's crazy. That critical hit sucks. That would have only done like something like 35% or so. So for that to crit like that, that's a bummer. Oh my goodness. Okay. Speaking of bummers, when it rains, it pours for UCF. That's tough. That is tough. And, yeah. Oh, thawed out, though. Oh, my goodness. That was insane. That was just at the right time. Only problem is, your best answer for this Swampert is probably Celebi. And Celebi is at a nice 19% after that crit earlier. So not having a solid answer for this. However, the Earthquake only did 28%, so Snorlax resting up is huge. JT just responded. Celebi was done in by an Ice Beam crit all 3 games. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. It's a dangerous game, sleeping in Gen 3. Crits are 1 out of 16, I believe. Oh man, and Swampert is such a tough mon to break through. Now, if Celebi could get in and maybe threaten Giga Drain and then maybe threaten Recover. Maybe hit Recover here. I don't know if it's running Recover, though, is the problem. Baton Pass to the T-Tar. Yeah, with a special T-Tar and the Celebi left, it's looking really hard to break through this Blissey core. If we could somehow get Celebi healed back up, otherwise it's looking really hard to break through Swampert. Maybe a Leech Seed here, expecting a switch. Okay, 8% recover. But I think the Ice Beam is enough right here. It looks like it's not going to be enough to break through the Blissey, and that's going to do it for this Week 1 matchup. Tough set. Tough set. A lot of crits, but both teams played a really good game. We got a game 3 that was exciting to watch. My Maryland bias is showing. I really need to speak more neutrally. But both Finn and JT played great sets, so can't be too disappointed there. And these are 2 teams that I think, based on their records, their history, I think it wouldn't be too far-fetched to say they are still playoff bound, despite how Week 1 may have gone. So Finn ended up with the win, Week 1. After a grueling Game 3 set. And yeah, that does it. That was a great opener to our season. Good stuff, guys.